How's everyone doing? I have some awful news to break to literally every person alive at this point, uh, except maybe the immediate family of the front runner in this poll. So, CNN released a poll this morning, now currently 6 o'clock, 6:26 a.m., where Trump is holding a slight lead over Clinton. It is 45 to 42. And that lead they even mentioned is within the 3 point margin of angle. Margin of error. I was getting distracted by something else. Someone else wrote acute angle on this thing I'm reading right here. Um, and even with that, the possibility that she, still might be on top or still might come out on top, the idea that this is going to be that close is very scary. Now, of course, this won't affect direct state outcomes that are Democratic, such as California, New York, Massachusetts, and then vice versa with Republican states, such as all of the South, with the exception of Florida. Um, but it's scary that, you know, and I've been thinking about a few things. If it's either Clinton or Trump, which one will really be the worst? Trump has positions I don't agree with at all. But in thinking about all of the different things that he said and how ridiculous they are, and thinking about the things, the tactics she's done. Before I went on Young Turks this morning, there was an advertisement from it's some Republican related group, and they were just talking about Clinton brings disaster everywhere she goes, which I'm not. That's not too far off base, honestly. But even then, I'm not talking about she's causing the world to be destroyed, but definitely, I honestly believe isn't doing as great a job as she would like us to believe, or as her campaign is trying to convince us. And uh, it's just when you think of that, and also the fact that she is running for the highest office in the land, as is Trump. The only thing she has over him at this point that's something I can get behind is experience, because obviously she's been involved with this for many, many years. And it's really just some of her positions, not all of them, certainly not all of them. And when you think about that, that's even scarier because I understand there's no such thing as the perfect candidate, but even then, you can't go around and just act as if, oh, I agree with you on these two things, I'm going to vote for you. No, it doesn't work like that. Sorry to bust your bubble. And I'm really not surprised by this. I'm not surprised that she's been lowering and lowering and lowering. And, I really don't want to entertain the possibility of him winning. Because my whole thing is that there are so many demographics that at this point you need to have coalesce behind you. He will have the white conservative man vote, which is a good chunk of white males. That's not to say they're all racist or anything of that nature. They're more focused on what he can do for blue collared workers, which was kind of the case with Nixon's win in 1968. But that's a whole nother story. Then you get back to the fact that someone you know can look at all these different demographics, such as blacks, Hispanics, other minorities, and women, and a good small chunk of white males as well. And I don't see how he wins with all of those different demographics going against him. There will be some from each one of those demographics that will vote for him. There's no question about that. There's always an exception to the rule. But the point I'm making is that I can't see how a plurality of people are going to get behind someone who, for all intents and purposes, does not represent what this country is basically becoming. And you have people who will go and say, "Oh, it's being terrible, and that's why we're supporting him." Okay, fine, but why do you feel a need to ban an entire religion? I honestly think he's going to repress that part or that position of his campaign and become more liberal in the general election to basically attract Sanders supporters. I don't know if I don't think the majority of them will go to him. I just think they'll either stay home or, you know, basically say forget it. And it's a really sad thing the Democrats don't realize that. So if they want to fool around and, I'm gonna say it, possibly lose this election, let them be stupid. I've lost a lot of respect for members of that party. It's been ridiculous just watching it. And I'm a kind of person who likes people on both sides, like some Democrats, like some Republicans. It's just the idea that they're really going to see this and they'll say, "Oh no, that's just an outlier. Oh no, that's nothing. Whatever." And all I could think to myself in seeing that was she is doomed. If they put her up against him and she continues to have the numbers she's having at this point, she's screwed. She is screwed. She is absolutely doomed. And if they can't realize that before November, matter of fact, if they can't realize that before next month, it's over. They're going to be in for a rude awakening when we get to this general election and we start seeing polls where he's at 50 and she's at 30. So all these Clinton supporters, I don't buy it. I don't think she has some strong, definite chance. I think they're almost tied at this point because she is a flawed candidate, a boring candidate. And she's the youngest one out of these three still left. So that's even worse. Granted, that's not by that much, but still. So thank you for watching and have a good day.